The top news headlines. AICC in charge of Manipur, Bhakta Charan Das in Imphal, says no question of change in CLP leadership. Rearing Walagu Atu as pilot project begins in Manipur, Chief Minister Biren hails efforts. (222 COVID patients undergoing treatment at 190 capacity COVID ward of Jainism, 38 patients in 40 capacity ICU ward, says Director Dr. L. Deben. Very good evening and welcome to MAMITv Primetime English News. This is MASACO NINGTHOUJAM giving you the latest news updates. All India Congress Committee Manipur in charge Bhakta Charan Das arrived in Imphal today on a two-day visit to assess the political crisis of Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee MPCC. Speaking to media persons at Bir Tikendrajit International Airport, Bhakta Charan Das clarified there is no question of replacing current CLP leader from his post. Furthermore, holding of office of MPCC President is a dignified post and such person showing indiscipline and disregard towards the party will not be tolerated. Responding to media persons, Bhakta Das said the purpose of his visit is related to assembly elections as opposed to rumors stating demand for replacement of CLP leader by MLAs, and added internal crisis of MPCC has been resolved. The AICC Manipur in charge also expressed that since Supreme Court final hearing of disqualification case of 12 BJP MLAs has been fixed on July 26th, Congress party will observe and assess the situation of present BJP-led government. Bhakta Charan Das also assured Congress party will surely win the upcoming election.
We'll solve. We have solved most of the issues now. There is no issue now. Let me talk to our MLAs and the party people. This he has done indiscipline act. The High Command is very serious on such kind of issue in the country, in any state. The indiscipline cannot be tolerated. The PCC President post is a most responsible post, head of the organization, and anybody heads that organization or our organization in any state should behave responsibly. 12 MLAs
26.
Huh?
26.
On 26, the disqualification of the BJP MLAs, parliamentary secretaries, and thereafter the fate of the government would be decided, and the Congress party is with the people of Manipur. We have always been with the people of Manipur, and we want to serve the people of Manipur. Next government would definitely be a Congress government in Manipur.
AICC Manipur in charge Bhakta Charan Das was received at Imphal Airport by Congress MLA K. Meghachandra, former MLA K. H. Ratan, along with party members. He then proceeded to Hotel Classic Grande, where he held a meeting with Congress MLAs. Addressing media persons after the meeting, Wangkhim Assembly Constituency MLA K. Meghachandra stated, resignation of Govindas NINGTHOUJAM from MPCC presidency post is personal and not party or organization related. Internal issues of State Congress Party will also be addressed and resolved at the earliest, he added.
The resignation of our president is his individual matter. So in the letter itself, he submitted his resignation on his personal ground. So it's not related the party organization and change of CLP leaders. So it is purely his personal matter. So many senior leaders are there, many colleagues are there. Can substitute in case he resigned. That is the solely will depend to the AICC. AICC will decide shortly. That's why I'm just clarifying to you all that there will be development at tomorrow press conference. We will let you know at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.
All 190 beds in COVID general ward at capacity 190 capacity ward has 222 COVID patients and 38 ICU beds out of 40 are also occupied. This was declared by JNIM's director Dr. L. Debin in an exclusive interview with MAMITv media person. Dr. L. Debin during the interview said JNIMS has been working tirelessly in fighting COVID-19 pandemic and trying to provide treatment to all COVID patients coming to the hospital. An additional 10 beds will be set up in COVID ward number 2. The hospital had earlier provided free LFT, KFT and random blood sugar testing, which was resumed on July 15th. Further, a crucial test in COVID treatment called D-dimer test will be made available in JNIMS within a week, Dr. L. Debin informed.
Bed hangba lei leiti haiduna mayamna su khabar kagazda innaba sugumba maramukta thengnajai masi ngasigi oinadi akoi ngasi tang kumathoi asida akoi general ward haiduna akoi covid akoi leiriba akoi chamaga mokdrasi manungda akoi loinamak akoi 222 masi general ward ta akoi hena masi anaba singa se akoi floor da adigi ataita da adi mingchanbu lakpanina akoi masi leiganu nakoi se lebiadi haibidi yadabanina by any means anyhow akoi no makoi se adum leinal hona jabani ana ngasi general wata chaniga kunithoi patient masing lei aduga ICU mase kunthra ga nipan lei aduga ani ma hangi base akoi na fumigation tawdana ajing masidagi puthokhiba mi leitadana natraga masi akoi gi ventilator yartadana sendok sengi tawba admai tawdana ani ji semaga lebani doctor junior residential fazana lerami SR teng makoi dagi hengatpa senior resident haidana koisu lerami consulting assistant professor associate professor ruga professor fauda koi sing ase green zone da leiduna chuti nimit oijaraga su makoi adum sagi mathau tawba thengajaraki nganna early detection nganna koina test tokpiba koi kerimo singnaba targadi lekai gi oiba sansan kana sembiriga thambiriba sarkar thambiriba jaga sida yam thuna test tokpiba koi vaccination program se mayamna gyan taminaraga vaccine thuna kapthokpiba covid mari leinana siriba mioi sing ase vaccine kapthokhi habese masigi history si kaya thengnade anamana vaccine kaptaba midana sibigi changa se koi wangna thengnajai asina takpadi koi vaccine kapasi amna phai adu haji leiriba curfew asida akoi gi curfew asibu support tobiba maramdi akoi si curfew tawba matam asida akoi gi man lisang sina chathariba amadagi ani dagi mari dagi nipan sumaina chain oina sanokna riba pot ase marak tangtang break tawragadi akoi gi masi sandokpagi chang ase nemtharakani haina asa tawjai.
With regard to the current 100 MBBS seat vacancy at JNIMS Medical College, another 50 seats will be added. A proposal regarding the same has been submitted to Medical Commission, he added.
Post-graduation MD, MS, habidi MBBS khaktana koi layeng basi kaya koi mayamna penadabanina masigi makhataba MD, MS mai magi subject to da id I gi boiro adigi masi radio diagnosis gi oiro skin gi boiro aruga pediatric gi boiro ai makhal ji oina akoi MD MS hangdokno tawjari koi National Medical Commission dagi akoi gi PG sitsi taramathoi punna taramathoi haibadi aida mitkida mari aduga radio diagnosis ta ahum aruga akoi gi skin dermatology ju hai masida ani aduga akoi gi pediatric aina angangi se masida ani maga punna taramathoi ji koi gi hengatpa yananaba akoi da pautaksi bibire tang kun asida koi surprise visit koi NMC dagi thabirami moi department tarik dagi thabirami ahanbada department se physiology community medicine forensic medicine surgery orthopedic ko aduga masida akoi gi kanoga akoi gi ENT aduga aroibada akoi gi option da gaini subject taret asida akoi gi assessor lakpiraga moi Delhi dagi tharakpani lakanda akoi gi masida PG gi tawriba parikha mayam se post graduation MD MS की तौरीबा परीक्षा मैम से रिकॉग्नाइजेशन पीबगीदमक्ता रिपोर्ट से पूरा चटखरे रिपोर्ट क्वार्टर अखोगी फंगद्रीबा पुनः सुनद्रीबा प्रोफेसर मैम की असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर मैम की पुनः कम्प्लेक्स से लेमिनरबा तारगदी कोई हेना अफब क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट अमा ट्रीटमेंट अमा तौब ngамगनी मरदि मोय लेबा तारगदी इमरजेंसी की मतमदा कोई ngak सेला वाइल कैंपस त पुनः लेमिननबा ए मसिजु आइना पानम थमजरी।
On the other hand, a COVID meeting chaired by JNIM's director, Dr. L. Debin, with head of various departments was held today. To increase production of locally found walagu atu fish, commonly known as sharing, the state government has started taking up measures to rear the fish. During celebration of National Fish Farmers Day on July 10th, Chief Minister N. Biren had directed Fisheries Department to propose a 50% grant scheme by state to enable fish farmers in meeting sharing demand. As part of the program, Fisheries Department have started supplying walagu atu fries flown in from Bangladesh to progressive fish farmers. A fish farmer from Wangoi called Gopeshwar has already released the fries in his pond for rearing. Meanwhile, a pilot project on rearing of walagu atu has started at the department's fish farm in Lamphel, Sanakaithel. Chief Minister N. Biren stated people in Manipur will soon be able to enjoy fresh sharing instead of the frozen ones procured from outside. Rajya Sabha MP Maharaj Sanajaupa Leshemba during Parliament session raised the matter for inclusion of 8 assembly constituencies of Outer Manipur Parliamentary Constituency to Inner Manipur Parliamentary Constituency. On the second day of monsoon session, MP Maharaj Sanajaupa Leshemba, raising the matter, said, of the 60 assembly constituencies of Manipur, 8 constituencies, namely 33 Hairok, 34 Wangjing Tentha, 35 Khangabok, 36 Wabagai, 37 Kakching, 38 Hyanglam, 39 Sugnu, and 40 Ziribam, ever since 1952, have been included within Outer Manipur Parliamentary Constituency under Scheduled Tribe Reserved seat. Although situated within valley area, people of these constituencies for the last 68 years do not enjoy right to contest in elections as they fall under ST reserved seat, the MP had stated during the session. After Chief Minister N. Biren Singh assured home delivery of monthly ration of rice to NAFSA and PMGKY beneficiaries, FPS agents under the supervision of CAF and PD Minister Thokchom Satyabrata has started delivery of rice to beneficiaries of Yai School Assembly constituency today. Today's distribution program was organized as part of assurance by Minister Satyabrata to provide home delivery of rice ration to NAFSA and PMGKY beneficiaries and appealing to all to stay home during 10 days total curfew. NAFSA beneficiaries of Yai School Assembly constituency, which received rice ration today, are Ward number 18, Brahmapur, Mangjil Mamang under FPS 141 and Mange Makong. The minister said door-to-door distribution of rice to beneficiaries for other places will be done by the respective FPS agents. He further urged everyone to continue staying home during the total curfew. Festival of Sacrifice Eid-ul-Azha, celebrated worldwide by Muslim community, was also observed by Muslim brethren in Manipur. However, due to ongoing COVID crisis, holding of namaz in Idgah or open compounds were restricted to the confines of respective homes. Eid was celebrated in the state by observing namaz and qurbani or sacrificial rites at home and presenting of gifts to poor and needy and also to relatives within the respective localities. The community also prayed to Allah for COVID infection to end in Manipur and also the world. Maintaining COVID-appropriate behavior, a prayer meeting led by Pesh Imam Maulana Ziauddin Wangmayum was held at Sadar Bazar Jama Masjid in Pauna Bazar today morning. Maulana Ziauddin preached the word of God to devotees attending the prayer meeting and also prayed for peace and prosperity of the land. film producer and social and cultural activist Rakesh Naurim launched humanitarian aid Minungshigi Tengbang today at Tentha. Rakesh Naurim, in collaboration with COVID-19 Task Force Tentha, distributed 5 kg rice each and other essential items to 27 families affected by COVID-19. During the distribution, he said rather than waiting for help from the government and concerned authorities during such critical times, we must extend help to those in need. He further said that we can all beat the pandemic when there is trust between the government and the public. CEO and Chairman of Iramdam Financial Solution Private Limited and MDF Group of Company, Huidram Kulachandra, writer Maibam Premojit Singh, active serviceman Thongbam Bachu, and convener of COVID-19 Task Force Tentha, Moirangthem Boicha, were also present in the distribution. An alleged vehicle lifter was killed and 2 others injured in a mob lynching at Leshangthem Khong. According to police, the deceased has been identified as Muhammad Aboicha, alias Riyasad, son of Mani, from Sangayumpham, Sabal Lekai. He succumbed to his injuries on the way to Thobal District Hospital. The other 2 individuals were identified as Muhammad Ajmer, son of Muhammad Samsur, and Muhammad Zamir, son of Muhammad Mazid Ali. Both hailed from Sangayumpham, Nungpho. As per police report, 3 people tried to steal a Honda Activa last evening at around 4:30, parked on the roadside of Kelakong Mayai Lekai. However, the owner of the vehicle alerted people nearby and tried to chase the trio. The trio then tried to flee the scene on their Maruti A-Star car with no registration number, reports added. Unfortunately, they met with an accident at Leshangthem Khong and fell in a fish farm. The 3 persons were then battered by the people of Kelakong and Leshangthem Khong, where Aboicha died due to mob lynching. A case has been registered at Thobal Police Station for further investigation. Now it's time for a short commercial break. Stay tuned for more updates.
You are the future. School, a place where your future is carved. Exploring new ideas. Large classroom, big library, even smart classes we have now. Expression in art, educating young minds, even making stronger. This is where you start, cause it all begins with you. UNESCO School, excellence in education.
Welcome back after the break. Moving on to the national news, India reported 42,015 new COVID cases with 3,998 deaths in the past 24 hours, much higher than yesterday, taking the total infections to over 3.12 crore. This was the highest since June 12th after Maharashtra revised its data. Active COVID cases have, however, declined to 4.07 lakh, with 36,977 patients recovered in the last 24 hours. The total recoveries so far crossed to over 3.04 crore. The recovery rate has also increased to 97.36%. The daily positivity rate is at 2.27%, less than 3% for 30 straight days, in a major sign of relief. The World Health Organization has declared COVID positivity rate below 5% to be within the safe zone. Meanwhile, over 34 lakh vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. With this, the total doses administered in the country has exceeded 41.54 crore so far. Maharashtra alone added 3,509 COVID deaths after revising its data for the 14th time, leading to a massive surge in total fatalities today. 489 new deaths were reported from the rest of the country, taking the total tally to 3,998. Total deaths have crossed 4.18 lakh since the beginning of the pandemic. Lauding the move of 14 engineering colleges across 8 states to offer courses in regional languages, the Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has urged more educational institutions, particularly those imparting technical and professional studies, to follow suit. He affirmed that providing courses in the regional languages will serve as a boon to the students. Expressing his fervent desire, Naidu said that it is his desire to see the day when all vocational and professional courses like engineering, medicine, and law are taught in mother languages. Referring to benefits of learning in the mother tongue, the Vice President said it enhances one's grasping and comprehension levels. Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut said that people whose relatives died due to oxygen shortage during the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic should take the union government to court. Raut's comments came a day after the central government said in the Rajya Sabha that no deaths due to lack of oxygen were specifically reported by states and union territories during the second COVID-19 wave. Reacting to it, Raut said that many people have died due to oxygen shortage in several states. Those relatives died due to oxygen shortage should take the union government to court. The Sena's chief spokesperson further said it needs to be found out whether the people whose relatives died due to lack of oxygen supply believe in the centre's response in Parliament over the issue. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma directed the PWD officials to fast-track all the necessary measures for execution of the proposed elevated corridor project at Kaziranga National Park. The Assam Chief Minister's directive came during a review meeting on the proposed elevated corridor project at Kaziranga National Park. Chief Minister Sarma also approved the alignment of the corridor. The Assam Chief Minister reviewed the proposed elevated corridor in the National Highway 37 stretch of the Kaziranga National Park with officials of the Environment and Forest Department and PWD. Senior Congress leader Rosiam Geta alleged encroachment of Mizoram land by Assam and asked Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma to stop aggressive act and further encroachment on Mizoram territories. Rosiam Geta, a councillor of Aizawl Municipal Corporation, AMC, warned of repercussion if Assam continues with its aggressive act towards Mizoram. In a letter addressed to Assam Chief Minister, Rosiam Geta said that Mizoram was never ever a part of India, and when British annexed Assam, it demarcated a boundary which was to be respected and not crossed over by the Mizos. And now, before we wrap up, the top news headlines once again. AICC in charge of Manipur Bhakta Charan Das in Imphal says no question of change in CLP leadership. Rearing Walagu Atu as pilot project begins in Manipur, Chief Minister Biren hails efforts. And 222 COVID patients undergoing treatment at 190 capacity COVID ward of Jainism, 38 patients in 40 capacity ICU ward, says Director Dr. L. Deben. And that's all for the Primetime English News. Thank you for watching.